Hello, I'm Dan Daly. As you know, one of the founders of and CEO of Occuity. We regulate visitors, both angel investors, distributors, and others, visiting us here in Reading. But we do appreciate not everyone can make it over here. So I thought it'd be nice to do a quick walk around, show the facility, meet some of the team, get a feel of what we're doing and the scale of what we're up to here at Occuity. So welcome, and please come inside. So this is our main facility. You can see we've got a large open plan office where the majority of the staff work. And on the other side, we have a series of meeting rooms, a large boardroom, and a number of smaller rooms as well. And the basic structure works very well. It means we've got all the team in the same location, so communication is very strong. People working on engineering talk about what they're doing, and the regulatory will understand it, the marketing people see what's happening. So it means communication is very, very good indeed. And you get a feel from behind us. We have about 35 staff now, so you get a feel for the scale of the operation and how everyone's based here. Let's do a quick walkthrough. So over here we have primarily the regulatory and the quality team. So they're involved in getting us through the 13485 accreditation, getting all our devices through CE marking, FDA approval, and all the other regulatory hurdles you have as a medical device company. They're sitting here behind them is some of the engineering team. Jamie over in the corner here, one of our lead engineers, very strong on the mechanical side of things, designing, making sure that all systems are optimized, making sure they work functionally and can be assembled in an effective fashion. Over here we have a rig that's used for testing the power of the systems, making sure that the laser light coming out is at a low enough level to be completely eye safe. And as you can see here, we have an AX1 here which is being used for general testing. Interestingly here, we have two very large machines, so an imaginized retinal imaging system and a Heidelberg OCT system that's being used as part of the Oculomics project. So this is the project running over 5 years, looking at the eyes of children, ranging from a few years upwards to several years old. And Emily here is heading up this project as part of a FLF scheme. So they're a 5-year program initially, looking at a large number of children to make sure their eyes, will understand how their eyes grow with myopia and how the various treatment regimes manage that and stop that. Here we have the software and firmware teams. So they're heavily involved in writing all the systems for the AX1, the PM1, and all the other systems that we're developing over time. And behind me, you can see a range of PM1s that have been there through life testing over the various years. Over here we move more into the sales and marketing team. Of course, Richard is filming me at the moment, it's not there, but you can see Mark, who's seen on various other videos as well, who's our CCO. And the management team sits around this table here typically. Over here, some very interesting systems. So this is all part of the calibration and verification for the X1. So this rig here, it takes the X1, it checks the software, makes sure as it scans, it's giving accurate readings and results. And you can see it's in a laminar flow cabinet there to keep all the systems clean while it's doing that. Similarly for this rig here. And over here we have a very interesting machine. This is a Kiontz goods inwards inspection. So this performs dimensional measurements of all the hardware that comes in to make sure it's the right dimensions, it's working correctly, and we go straight into our units without needing to rework or to do other sort of checks on it. So it's very, very important in terms of internal quality control. The section we have here tends to be primarily electronics build and test. You can see Matt here with a microscope there, and of course everything we're doing here is very high precision, so looking at all the components, making sure they're working correctly is key, and that's a lot of what happens in this area here. And in terms of the more recreational area, here's our canteen area. You can see people still having lunch even though it's 3 in the afternoon. And over here we have our kitchen and facilities. This is interesting. So when we started out building the PM1, it looked like this, rather like a large hairdryer. And we gradually then miniaturized it and made it more compact and moved over to our current design ethos, which is the handheld form you see here. And you see it went from various iterations from the very raw plastic 3D printed version right through to improving the plastics, improving the color of it, improving the quality of the surface finish, until we get to the final version of the PM1 that you can see over here that's now in our current range of products. Now, next to the kitchen here, we have 2 labs, which are really quite interesting. Over here, this is our rapid prototyping area. We have a number of 3D printers, both the writing form and the UV illumination form. We have little webcams here, which mean you can set a program running on a Friday evening, have the systems writing a structure over the weekend, and the engineers, the guys, can look at it at home and monitor what's going on to make sure everything's running smoothly, which really is important to make sure you achieve high efficiency. We're finding that working with third-party firms manufacturing bits, they're either very slow or they make a mistake, and it takes forever to iterate through the process. Having this 3D manufacturing in-house, it's very important. It speeds up the prototyping by a massive degree. And over here we've got a 5-axis CNC machine, so we can machine items as well as do additive manufacturing in-house. Down here you can see a few chambers. These are thermal chambers, so we can cycle the prototypes through temperature and humidity to make sure they work in a whole range of environments. Over here we have what we call our midnight lab. Hi guys. So this is where lots of the Oculomics work goes on. All the long-term projects to do with measuring the eye, but learning more about the systemic issues in the body from by looking at the eye. And there are two key systems here. This one here is called a FLIO system. It's that using fluorescence lifetime, so imaging the retina to measure a whole range of markers in there. And over here we have our flow system, which does very, very detailed imaging of the microvascular structure of the eye, looking at blood flow through the vessels, and that's really the area we're looking at in terms of sepsis. So very, very high-end work going on here, some very, very impressive systems. Thanks guys. So that's our kind of development area and our prototyping area and our engineering area. Downstairs we have manufacturing, so let's go down the stairs now and I'll talk you through the manufacturing area. Hello guys, hello. So here we have our manufacturing area. We worked initially with an external party doing manufacturing, but found it was far more efficient to bring that facility in-house. So about 2 years ago, we brought one manufacturing in-house, obtained 13 4 by qualitation, and now we manufacture our AX1s, sorry, the PM1s, and of course then the AX1s in-house here. So as a cellular structure, items come in first of all and go into goods inwards inspection and are stored here, so we make sure they're the right quality. And then they're assembled in various cells. So we manufacture the scan element first of all, the optical element, assemble them all and build them in-house here. And at the far end there you can see we've got quality control testing and laser marking for the final system so that the units can go out as CE-marked devices. We currently manage around 15-20 units per week, and as time goes on we'll build up from there into larger numbers. That's a very fast run through of Occuity and where we are now, so hopefully you found that interesting. It gives you more of a granular feel for what we're doing here and how we're doing it.